Oh man. All right, so let's get into the reviews, man. WandaVision, man. They ain't fucking playing with Marvel.
Yeah.
Has not come to play with you bitches.
Yeah.
All right. Now, spoiler. Spoiler.
Off top.
Now, before y'all actually saw it, who did y'all think was coming back?
Now, I knew it was Quicksilver.
Because it got spoiled for me too. So I already knew when the door knocked, that's who it was going to be. Unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
And I hate that it's like that, but you know.
So I had no choice but to know who it was. I couldn't let my brain have no imagination because I was like, oh, I know who it is.
Okay. Yeah. I made the mistake of going on Twitter before I watched the show, but luckily the people I followed didn't spoil it. They just said it's some wild shit that happened at the end of the episode, and I'm like, what could it have been? But they didn't tell me who. And so just to just skip right to the end, right? But we're gonna cover everything. So y'all know that WandaVision, it's just her and her powers wilding out, so she can create this alternate reality of what she wants. And basically, she was on the couch talking to her sons, and one of her sons asked her if she had a brother or something like that, and she said yeah. And then like a couple scenes later, someone knocks on the door, and Wanda looks out the door. She's all surprised, and it's Pietro. But it's not Pietro from the MCU. It's Pietro from the Fox series of Marvel movies.
It's Evan Peters as Quicksilver.
Which I like that Quicksilver better.
Yeah, so
because his jokes was funnier, and the other one had an accent, and it kind of threw me off.
Well, she had an accent too.
Yeah, I know, but the one from the Fox was funnier.
Yo, but did you guys notice like the subtle switch in accents when she got out of the fake realm that she was in?
Oh yeah,
like
she was
talking like perfectly like clear English, but then when she went to the real world, she went straight Russian back on.
There's a bit of an accent when she's talking to the director.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Turned into a Russian dictator.
I thought that was dope. Yeah, I thought that was dope.
Yeah, Dr. Vidania, bitches.
Yeah, I mean, when you dude. Okay, so how many people watching Marvel don't know that she's an Omega level mutant?
They don't. You can tell by like the first 2 episodes because a lot of people was confused. Me personally, I knew what the fuck was going on because I read the comments. That's actually one of my favorite female superheroes is her because of her power. She could warp reality and shit like that. I remember we was having that conversation where you brought up I think Jean Grey and Scott Summers' kid. Like Nathan.
Cable.
Nathan without the cable shit. Like, nah, this nigga's Jesus. What Dalvin was bringing up, that nigga's Jesus. Like, wait, you was bringing it up.
I mean, they got a few of them that's like insane. Like, Franklin Richards is like that too. He's like he can like create worlds and type of shit. He's got like some over the top powers and shit. But I think the thing with the Scarlet Witch thing is just in terms of the MCU, we just didn't know how powerful she was because they hadn't really gotten to it. Obviously, she is dumb powerful, and I think clearly she made a whole pocket world. Yeah. But even just the display she had when she walked out the bubble and she like mind controlled all those the guards and shit, I think that even that makes it seem like she's even stronger.
You just like your daddy. Just like your daddy.
In Ultron, I think she could only do one person at a time, and she had to get mad close to him, and like even then she did that shit from across the thing, and it's like whatever. So even now, she's like having displays of power that she didn't have before.
Yeah. Let me find out. Trauma brings out the best in you as a mutant.
I mean, it kind of does. Yeah. I mean, that's usually how most of their powers activate in a traumatic moment when they're teenagers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just so I think emotions are tied to it. So yeah.
Then that means that every woman is like the strongest mutant ever.
God.
Nigga.
I love women, but y'all still they hyper emotional.
Well, emotions make you stronger, my nigga.
They do.
I mean, I wouldn't know.
So, yo, you'd be the only mutant with like minimal powers until like Wand comes into the picture or something. Like, just show you a picture of Wand and just be like, all right, do your thing.
I was not angry at that nigga. I don't know what you're talking about. I did not try to fight that nigga.
They gonna lie to somebody that was there, nigga. I was there. Nigga,
We was cool, nigga.
Who you talking to? It's me.
Yeah, I'm saying we was cool.
It's me,
I try to. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying I did try to fake that nigga. I don't like that narrative.
If you remember my sister, I remember your outburst. Okay.
Believe in violence.
Might have been 20-something years ago.
I'm a peaceful person. I don't believe in violence.
Who this nigga think he be talking to? Like I don't know him.
But
how does the episode start? So this episode starts where?
Where does it start?
Does it start with Vision, or it starts with?
I have no idea how it starts. I just know a lot of shit
happened. I can't remember exactly where. Oh, I think I remember where it starts. It starts. The babies are crying, and then Agnes comes into the house.
Oh yeah. There you go.
And she's like, I heard babies crying, whatever, and whatnot. And then she said, and then they was talking. She said, "Oh my god!" They basically was talking, and the babies aged themselves up. So that's what that happened. So they went from babies to 5-year-olds, and then they went, and then something else happened. They was talking, and they went from 5-year-olds to 10-year-olds. So they basically aged themselves up.
Before you go from there, what's up with Agnes?
She knows. I think
because wasn't she like, okay, do you want me to do it again? Remember that? Do you want me to do it? Take it from top?
Because I guess they know that Wanda's in control, and I guess she sort of has like a quote unquote script. Yeah, and I think because Vision is asking questions, it sort of threw off what she was supposed to do. So it's like, you wanted me to do the thing, like pick up the babies or whatever, but because Vision was thinking she didn't know what to do, so she's like, "Do you want to take it from the top?" Because she knows like a TV show type of thing.
Yeah.
So I think there's some of that. Plus, I think she might be more connected to things. And again, like I think we talked about last week, how she might be Agnes Harkin or whatever, a witch or whatever. If that's true or not, we'll find out. But I think she's definitely more connected to things than they're letting on quite. Or actually, I wouldn't say they're letting on because it does seem like she's man connected because she's always popping up. She's the one who shows up for everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she went to do that, and then so they were 5 years. Yeah, then they were 5 years old, and then they found a puppy. I think they cut away to like some outside
puppy.
Yeah, but then they found a puppy, and it was like
just arguing shit.
It's like, how old do we have to be to have a pet? And then it was like 10, and then they aged themselves up to 10.
Yeah.
So can they devolve themselves too?
I don't think so.
I mean, I guess theoretically you could assume maybe if they have control over it, but maybe it's only one way. Who knows? I mean, they're not gonna. I mean, they're aging them up on purpose. I really do feel like they're gonna use them for Young Avengers. And if you noticed, the colors that they're wearing are the colors of their costumes in the comic books.
Did not notice that. Hey, you were a fucking genius.
Yeah, so Tommy is Quicksilver, is like he has Quicksilver. He has speed powers like Quicksilver, so his costume is like green and silver and that stuff. And then Wiccan, as Billy, he has powers like Wanda. Yeah, it's like magic, whatever. So his shit was like red and like dark blue or whatever the fuck it was. So
it's like Power Rangers.
I'd be kind of mad if I got some hand-me-down powers.
Some hand-me-down powers?
Well, no, but I mean, in this context, it makes sense because they're twins. Larry and Pietro were, and Pietro's dead. He wants to remember it, so he inherits his uncle's power, and the other kid inherits her powers. Makes sense.
Vision, my daddy, so that means that Vision ain't your daddy.
Well, I mean, he's a robot. I don't think he has actual semen fluid.
So you're telling me she was making these babies in her head and got pregnant? She was like, let me take some parts of Vision and put them in my baby, so my baby got some type of, power from my daddy. Like, nah, huh?
Give a robot power?
I mean, nigga, not anatomically. I'm just talking about like the powers, nigga. It's like, come on, damn. Nigga, I beat my dad ass.
I'm just waiting for them to confirm that it's mutant powers.
That's we haven't gotten there quite yet.
Yeah. They ain't say that shit yet.
Yeah. So,
but they call it the Hex. They call it the Hex.
Yeah. I think they're gonna use that as a reason to call it her Hex powers now, because that's the shape of the area surrounding West View or whatever the fucking name of the town. It's in the shape of a hex. I think they're going to start using that so they can reference her powers as hex powers, because that's what they're called in the comics, or hex magic or whatever. That's how it's referenced in the comic book. So that happens, and then they switch to the outside the hex, and I guess they're trying to analyze everything that's going on, and they're trying to figure out a way to get back inside there. So I think Monica had an idea. She was like, oh, because if they send in a drone that's from the 80s, her magic won't affect it because it doesn't have to like transform it to fit a period. Yeah. So they got a drone. Right. So they did that. Also, the thing, if you notice, they were trying to scan her vitals or do whatever, and on the imaging that they did, there was something off on it, because I guess obviously I think she has her powers now. Yeah. So it's affecting the whatever type of scan she got. I forgot what it was. And
they kind of confirmed with you remember when she threw Monica out, how she didn't get hurt? She said because Wanda was protecting her, so that's how she was able to throw her out through fucking 3 big rolls or some shit like that. She was good.
So in the comic books, how does Monica Rambeau get her powers?
Don't remember.
I don't remember neither.
I think it's some type of experiment. It's comic books. It could be anything. Fucking the hard gas explosion or something. Who knows?
Yeah. And this one, I don't know.
Yeah, but I doubt like they're gonna do the whole CAT scan gave her radiation. Now she's super.
Nah, that's what I was saying. Like, are they gonna take? Is she gonna take Rogue's role as in getting her powers, but not as aggressive? But I don't know. I
think so, because if you notice when she went to go shoot the clothes that she was wearing, and they're bulletproof, and they analyzed it, and she was like, it's 87% Kevlar, because when she was outside the bubble, she was wearing her vest and shit. So when she got sucked into the bubble and her clothes, so Wanda's warping reality. So I think whatever she did, I think maybe like opened up her body and like mixed her body, because with that cosmic microwave background energy or whatever that the thing is made of. So I think on her way out, I think it like got mixed in with her, being mixed in with that, and I think that's how they're gonna explain how she got her powers. I think.
Okay. I mean, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, because that's an educated guess, though.
Yeah, because that same whatever cosmic microwave stuff. That's how the Fantastic Four got their powers in the comic books. That's the same energy. So it would make sense to use that. And then obviously now they're planting the seed for that energy being existent. And maybe Fantastic Four show up somewhere and they study that shit, and then they get their powers, and now we got Fantastic Four in the MCU. So
Fantastic Four niggas lit.
Yeah, and also I don't think they're gonna do it. But she remember because she was talking about how she needs something mixed with something on wheels, basically like a tank, maybe to try to like penetrate through. And she's like, I know I forgot what kind of I know a specialist. So I don't think they're gonna do it, but it'd be cool if she just like, I know somebody, and it's Reed Richards. That'd be cool. I don't think they're gonna do it.
It'll be John Krasinski.
I don't know if they're gonna do that, but that would be cool.
That's the perfect setup, though. John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
Yeah,
and Emily Blunt was a homegirl from, what was that? Come on, Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins. So it kind of sets it up. I don't know.
Yeah,
just me.
But do you think they're gonna? But do you think they're gonna introduce all that in WandaVision when they got the Winter Soldier and Falcon launching next month?
No, hell no. Not at once.
But it makes sense. But I'm in terms of where it would make the most sense for them to show up. This kind of makes sense because this is something Reed Richards would investigate, and then they might not get their powers here, but maybe they introduce Reed. And he notices that's this cosmic radiation, and so he starts searching into that shit. So when they do their Fantastic Four movie, it could be like, oh, this one time in Jersey, I saw this weird power doing this energy doing weird shit here. Oh, there's this weird energy in space. Let's go get on the ship, fly through it, and next thing you know, we got Fantastic Four. So it would make sense to lay that groundwork. Now, I don't think they're gonna do it.
Yeah, you know what? Every time we say some shit, it don't happen, but the shit we say sound way doper.
Yeah, I know.
every time. So whatever Hesh just said, 100% won't happen.
I know,
but it's gonna happen in some wayward way, and everybody gonna be like, you know what Hesh said made sense.
Yeah,
that was dope.
Yeah, and also Elizabeth Olsen said they have a Luke Skywalker type cameo on the show, like how Luke Skywalker showed up in The Mandalorian. I don't think it's Evan Peters. I do think it's going to be a bigger character.
You think it's going to be Michael Fassbender as Magneto?
That, or even Reed Richards. Even to have a Reed Richards show would be cool.
Like, it's gonna be if we going off of that, I don't think it's gonna be Reed Richards, because I think they will introduce somebody that we've seen already. I don't think they'll introduce a whole new character that we just have no inkling about. I feel like more than anything, it'll be Fassbender than anything.
That should be crazy, because
I don't think this is gonna happen either way.
Yeah. It was one of those things where he was like, Michael Fassbender was like, he can't wait to play Magneto with white hair, and this is the perfect opportunity for it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I like the niggas that Magneto.
Yeah, so then, okay, so they send the drone in. Before they send the drone in, the director shows a video clip of Wanda, I guess like 9 days before everything started. She broke into a sword facility that had Vision's body dissected. And she like went there and stole Vision's body. Now, I think this is also partly important setup too for something else, because
Vision's dead.
Well, first off, Vision is dead. We kind of confirmed that last episode or the episode before. But also,
but Vision has seemed to regain his consciousness, but not his memories. So once this whole hex bubble has disappeared, will Vision remember anything? 2, will Vision be alive?
I think, it depends on how they want to take the story. I think as of right now, he can only exist in this bubble, and I think that's why every time he tries to leave or say let's go somewhere else or whatever, she's purposely like, no, we can't go, because she knows he can only exist in this bubble. That's why she's trying to keep him from leaving. That's why she's making everything. That's why she's doing everything she's doing. She's trying to keep him from leaving, because I think once he leaves, he's going to revert back to his dead body state, because he's outside of the bubble. Now we've already seen that she can alter stuff. How like the rope turned into a jump rope when they pulled it out, and that was altered. Monica Rambeau's clothes were altered, so maybe she, if she was able to muster enough power, she could bring him back to life. And I think that's also the same thing with the Evan Peters thing, where I was seeing some videos where they're saying the reason. One is a cool nod and whatever, but I think also part of it is maybe when she supercharged the bubble when she went out. What she ended up doing was tapping into like the multiverse. So she couldn't bring back her version of Pietro, but she was able to grab a multiverse version of Pietro that happened to be like the Evan Peters one. So that's I think there's a lot of that. Yeah, shit's getting crazy though.
Shit's getting crazy. I love it. It. But Marvel has never really disappointed me, and I don't know how they find these people. I don't know how they vet these people, be it, the directors, the writers, producers, whoever the fuck, but they do a damn near flawless job each time. And that Pietro thing, I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting, first off, Pietro. Second of all, I wasn't expecting Pietro from Fox.
Yeah. We'll get into that.
That was
yeah. And I also think they're setting up the War Machine TV show too.
Yeah,
because obviously, first, the sword director, something's up with him. He's evil, or he's a dick. Something's up, right? We know that. So I'm thinking what happened is they took Vision's body and they're dissecting it because they're trying to weaponize that technology. She knows it. He knows it. She didn't say anything. I think that's why she ran up in there and snatched his body up. And I think because what the War Machine TV show is going to be based off is Armor Wars, which in the comic books was Tony Stark's armor technology got out and a bunch of villains got it. And then he was like basically running around stopping the villains who had his like armor technology. So I think they're going to use I think some of the information they got from Vision to make Tony Stark nanotechnology type of shit. And I think that's going to play into it a little bit. So I think that's setting up the Armor Wars shit too.
They haven't announced a War Machine TV show though, right?
Armor Wars, I guess.
Yeah, Armor Wars. That's the War Machine show. Yeah, that's War Machine's thing because it's armor.
But like,
armor.
but in that, but when they did that whole slate of what they was releasing, they didn't mention War Machine, right?
Not specifically, but like the Armor Wars, yeah.
It's not called War Machine Armor Wars. It's just the Armor Wars thing, but that's going to be Don Cheadle's show.
Yeah, and he's in the Winter Soldier. They just announced that shit. He's in there, so it's setting it up for that.
Yep. So I think a lot of this is set up for that too. Yeah, man. They getting the ball rolling.
Do you think we're gonna watch the Winter Soldier and Falcon for Anthony Mackie or for Falcon?
For the same person. The same person.
No, not really.
No, Anthony Mackie and Falcon ain't the same person.
His real name's Clarence.
His parents had a real nice movie.
Well, why you hating on that nigga? I'm starting to like that nigga now. I bet that down a rabbit hole. What we was saying? I'm starting to like that nigga now.
Some shit he's funny. I remember some shit he said a couple years ago about people with locks, and I didn't appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I forgot you said that before.
So I don't really fuck with Anthony Mackie until he kind of recanted or rephrased that. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, black man. You know, skin folk ain't kinfolk. You know,
you got support, man. You got support Anthony Mackie, man.
Nah, you gotta support Anthony Mackie because we don't have a lot of prominent black superheroes in Marvel, and let alone the superhero sci-fi space as is. But I like when you say some derogatory shit like that, or like just some ignorant shit like that, I gotta look at you sideways a little bit. It's like, nigga, you one of us at the end of the day. Like, the fuck does my hair gotta do with anything? But cool.
Whatever. But yeah, so
yeah, man, this is.
I'm trying to make sure we didn't miss nothing. I'm not trying to make sure we didn't miss nothing major. We got Pietro.
I mean, did we talk about Jimmy Woo and him possibly getting a series from all this fan acclaim?
I saw that. I'm like, we had that show. It was called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and you bastards didn't watch it. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was fucking fire.
I don't know if because when I watched it when it came on NBC, ABC, I don't think it had this Marvel budget though. I feel like it fell into the same vein as far as like graphics and like the showmanship as like most shows try to do, where it's like the shoddy ass graphics, the lackluster combat and explosions and shit like that. I felt like it fell victim to the station and it didn't have that Marvel like backing. I feel like it was just a show just to like, not push along like background characters, but it was like just to give us some type of Marvel content somewhere else.
Kinda. First off, it definitely doesn't have this budget. And unfortunately, at the time the show was created, the TV division and the film division were ran by two separate people. So that's unfortunate. That's why we got that garbage ass Inhumans TV show, unfortunately, and that sort of screwed things up. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been good. I mean, the first half of the first, I can understand where I'm throwing people off. But like once it reaches a certain point, the show hits the ground and it just keeps going and it gets better every season after that. But yeah, no, it'd be cool. I mean, I like the idea of him and like Darcy doing like some X-Files type of crazy discovering shit in the MCU. I think that'd be cool. Because I like the character.
They ever bring back Yeah, he is cool. I don't. What's his real name? I don't want to call him Jimmy Woo.
I don't know that dude's name.
But him, I like him in a lot of because he was in
he's
was it
funny?
Fresh Off the Boat, was that him?
I believe so. Oh, Randall Park.
Randall Park. So I like him in a lot of stuff that I see him in. The Netflix movie I seen him in. Fresh Off the Boat when I seen him in that.
Yeah, he was in what was that movie with the Interview? I think he was in that shit with Seth Rogen and James Franco. I think he played Kim Jong Un. I'm pretty sure.
I gotta watch it again.
The Interview.
Yeah, I think that was him, right?
Yeah, The Interview, right? Yeah, that was him. He was Kim Jong. Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, Kim Jong Un.
I gotta watch that. I don't remember him being Kim Jong.
Yeah, he was.
Nah, I gotta watch that. But I do like him. A series though, I think he could pull it off. like they said if it's like him investigating like supernatural happenings within the Marvel universe, where it's like say if like Xavier say if you pick up a reading from like some supernatural like occurrence or whatever, and then like Jimmy Woo goes to investigate it, but then like once he gets there, Charles Xavier is there as well or some shit. Like they came up with mad theories like that, but I like the idea of it, but do we need it right now? Just because he had like a good 2 episodes? Let's see what this
something.
Well, no, I think he was one of the better parts of the Ant-Man and Wasp movie. He was fun there. I think he's personable. I think he has a good reaction. And I think
Ant-Man and Wasp.
No, he made part of the movie. He was the new Louise kind of. He wasn't exactly like as entertaining as Louise, but I think he was entertaining enough. And I think, especially if this multiverse stuff is happening and Wanda's like gonna be the cause of like a bunch of insane shit happening, and now we got X-Men, mutants, and Fantastic Four all wrapped up in one. They have control of their whole universe now, and that means they could probably do a whole bunch of everything. It might be cool to have a show where they sort of do some friend shit. Like it might work out cool.
It'd be cool. I just don't want. Well, I don't know how I feel, but I don't want Natalie Portman's character to just get lost in the sauce. Just
ain't she supposed to be Thor?
I mean, because we kind of
she's gonna be Thor.
She's going to be Thor.
Yeah, she's going to be Thor. That's what they say.
I don't know how permanent it's gonna be. I don't know if it's just for the movie, whatever. But she's gonna be Thor. Yeah. I don't know for how long.
I think Thor was a frog at one point, so anything's possible.
I mean, she was Thor in the comic books. Jane Foster was Thor in the comic books. So there's precedent for that. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, she was only in 2 movies, 3 movies.
Yeah.
Was she in the last one? I don't think she was in the.
She was in the first Thor, second Thor, not the third Thor, and then she showed up barely in Endgame for like a second.
Oh, second,
yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, she's coming back. Like, and I think they're bringing it back. And I think doing these TV shows are a way to bring back some characters in ways that they might not necessarily be able to do in the movies. Like, it's cool that they got Darcy doing something. It's cool they got Jimmy Woo doing something.
Yeah.
So,
women are so selfish.
The hell? What they got to do with women?
Jane Foster, she was like, "Yo, you couldn't come see me, bitch. I'm saving the world. Why do I have time to come see you?"
I think the fact that he was back on Earth for a extended period of time, and I don't think the whole time he was saving the world, and he didn't come see her.
I was depressed. My dad had died. I killed my sister. Well, not I killed my sister, but I sent somebody to kill my sister. And like, I'm depressed. I'm fat. Look, you see my body. I'm fat. I'm depressed.
I'm just saying he had the time and opportunity to see her, and I think she was like, "Hey, I thought you loved me."
I look like I'm 8 months. You talking about come see you?
8 months of this.
Damn.
All right. So yes, topics now.
Mm-hmm.